I would say the archetypal journey again. So it feels like where we have been now in the Codon Ring of Light, and those weeks we have met in the Codon Ring of Light, those archetypes are teaching us their qualities. So we have been here in Sagittarius, 9, 5, 26, and 11. This is the Codon Ring of Light. And what I feel, our determination, our patience, our way of being able to kind of sell our truth or, get a message across. And then in 11, how much light can you hold? These are all qualities that for these Christmas times, whether we are with family, and there are some of these, everything we say with the Gene Keys is that is in the lineage that our biggest work lies, because we're here to do something that nobody else in our lineage before has been able to do, transcend something, dissolve something, work with those core wounds and flip the coin so that they become our vocation. So I believe that happens if we come together in Christmas, but I also think it's different. And even if you're not Christian, this is the period of the year that often we come together, whatever tradition that we're coming together around. I think also when, like in my case, I can't travel this year, or I choose not to travel this year. And that's going to bring up a whole lot of other things than what it would have been to go back and be in that aura that sometimes bring up things. But to be far is bringing up also these things in another way. So I think that as we do that, in order to not fall down in some kind of old struggle, or I think that the determination, the patience, the inner knowing, the holding the light is super important. And I think speaking about trajectory, what is important, we're going into Capricorn, which is about building anew, creating foundation, new structures. And I think it's so interesting that we're starting with the 10 and the 58. You think Capricorn is working hard and, like up the sleeves, but it's starting with the 10 and the 58. And what are the 10 and the 58? The 10 is self-love. Every moment that you're in, you behave like who you are naturally, so that people just can feel how empowered you are and that you have love for yourself and love for life. That's how we start this Capricorn season. I think that is so beautiful. And then the 58 is the joy of life. It needs to be embodied. We have the 58 here in the root center. So it's that vitality that comes from your physical vessel. That's how we start to build structures. And to remember that, start there. Start with loving yourself. Start with being healthy in your vessel. And then there's going to be the chance here with the 38 and the 54. We have the achiever and the warrior. Yes, you're going to have the time to build in that sense as well. But to go in with the quality of the Codon Ring of Light, and then to give yourself the natural behavior that maybe I can be more in my natural behavior than maybe if I was around family and all these things. So there is something as well to see, how can I be me naturally? What would I do whatever other people are celebrating or not celebrating? I think that's a question to ask ourselves. And I had a conversation with Ashley yesterday when we were recording for the 10, and we realized that on Christmas Eve, we have 10.5. That's where the sun is. And we're like, this is the legacy, or this is the story of Jesus Christ. He's the fifth line. He's the heretic that decided to be so much in his truth and in his heart, and was okay with hanging on the cross for everybody that wasn't able to have that self-love, that love of life, that love of truth and speaking the truth as a heretic. And for me, I mean, if there would be that Christ consciousness, for me is the mystical union of heaven and earth, of masculine and feminine. I think, that is the first archetype, if we speak about Jesus Christ as an archetype, that was able to integrate, embody in one being the tenderness of the feminine, and also the strength and the resoluteness of the masculine. So for me, that's where we're going. That's the trajectory and the archetypes that I see being in play for the next few weeks.